Greetings, and salutations, beautiful people in the beautiful world. It is me, he is I am him. Zach Latimer, Z-Lat, Coach Lat, and welcome back to another segment of Right and Exact. Shouts out to a new nation and a shout out to you. You could be doing anything in the world right now, but you are here with me, and I do appreciate that. Today, what I want to talk about and what we're going to build on, a question that was asked to me a few days ago was a young lady said, where are all the good men? You know, I keep running into all these little boys and I'm tired of it, and I want to know, where are all the good men? Great question. Great question. I understand your plight, and I understand that it's difficult out here to find a good man. So let's deal with it and let's find where these good men are, shall we? So, good men generally and usually can be found with good women. So if you find yourself running into a lot of boys, or if you don't have a good man, chances are you are probably not a good woman. Now, I understand none of that sounds good, none of that feels good, and that is great, but we got to stop playing these games. We got to stop playing around with this. You can always run and find somebody on social media who can tell you, oh, you don't need to change. You just be the person that you are, and somebody is going to come along and love you for who you are. We can keep playing that game, and you're going to find yourself ending up in this same cycle that you're in. Or we can finally take a look at this and say, crack this open and say, you know what, hold on. I'm tired of this rut that I'm in. Let me make some changes, some real changes, so that therefore I can get to where I want to be. So let's do this. One thing that I start to hear a lot of women say is, you know, I would follow a man if he knew what he was doing. Or I would follow a man if he knew how to lead. Okay? Let's look at it like this. You're not a man, so you don't know what he's supposed to be doing, and you don't know how he's supposed to lead. So remove yourself from that cycle. All right? The only reason that you're saying that is that your little slick way of saying that I'm not going to do what he tells me to do. All right? I don't need to listen. And the basic principles and tenets of being a woman is knowing how to follow and listen. And if you can't do that, then you're going to find yourself in the same cycle that you're in. So let's look at it from this sense. If we take that story out of the old book of Adam and Eve, right? And you got Eve who came along. I'm going to tell you how it should have went, and then I'm going to show you how it probably would go today and what it would look like in today's time. So how it should have went. The serpent comes along and says, hey, Eve, how you doing? All of this flim flam, and giving you all of this garbage, kicking all this stuff in your ear. And I got this piece of fruit, by the way, and maybe you should take a bite of it. Adam would then step over and say, hold on, man. Don't come over here talking that garbage to my woman. I already know what you mean. I already know what you about. Get out. Matter of fact, Eve, anything that he has given to you up until this point, give it back. All right? How it should have went? Okay, cool. You got to go. End of story. Now, let's look at that and how it would probably look today. Serpent comes over. Hey, Eve, how you doing? Good to see you. How's the family? How is all of that? Flim flam, all of this garbage he starts kicking in her ear. And I got this piece of fruit, man. Here you go. You should eat it. It's highly nutritious. Adam would come over and say, hold on, player. You got to get up out of here. I don't want you in here. I don't want you around here. And I don't want you even fraternizing with my woman. So move around. And Eve, anything that he's given you up until this point, give it back. Eve would then look at Adam and say, give what back? He's taken all this time to give this to me. There's no problem with this. Matter of fact, why are you come? This is my friend. Who are you to tell me who I can and cannot hang out with? We have been friends we were friends before I met you. And then y'all throw this little word out there. You are being oppressive. Look here, a man is not going to sit there and go back and forth with you on why you should or should not be doing the things that you're doing. All right? Either you get on the train or you get left up and tore up by them jackals and hyenas that are going to eat your butt alive. But ain't nobody got time for going back and forth. Do you know how to follow and listen? And if you don't, then you're going to find yourself by yourself. All right? And one of the problems that women start to run into is you say, oh, you know what? I want to be with my best friend. I'm looking for my friend. Understand, your friend, your man is not going to be your friend. Your friend tells you what you want to hear. Your man tells you what you need to hear. No different than when you have a child and a child is up there playing with something that they shouldn't be playing with. And you say, hey, that's not a toy, and you snatch it from them. And they say, hold on, man, I was playing with that. And their eyes start to well up and they poke their lip out and then they cross their arms and they say this famous line, I'm not your friend. And the only thing you say is, man, I don't need to be your friend. I'm looking out for you and you don't see the dangers of this, what you're doing right now. Now, in the future, you may see it and you say thank you, but right now you don't see it. But I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth with you. But see, though, when you get with a friend's not going to tell you what you need to hear. Your friend just keeps telling you what you want to hear and say, oh, yeah, it's okay. It's okay. No, it's not okay. All right. And another thing is you try to start to move yourself from accountability. So you get with the male and you walk around, and 25% of the time you disagree with the culture that he's bringing into the household. 50% of the time you're arguing with him over what his leadership, and you don't like the direction that he's moving. But then all of a sudden you lay down with him and you bust it wide open, and like you're 100% sure that he's just this great king, and you let him skeet all up inside of you and raw dog, and all of a sudden you bring a life into this world, and then all of a sudden you came this victim. I didn't know what happened. I don't care if you didn't know something up until that point, or you came into some new information. You still held accountable for what you did know up until that point. And you already knew you was looking at him sideways until you laid down with him. Stop. The victim thing is getting old, all right? You are accountable for what you did know. And what you did know is that this dude wasn't SH Sugar Honey Iced Tea when you met him. But you chose to keep rolling around with him. All right. And then you come into this relationship thinking it's a missionary trip. Guys go into relationships thinking that women don't change, and women go into relationships thinking that they're going to change a man. You're not changing fire. Fire does not change. It's either on or it's off. All right. Now we can keep playing with this, and we can keep trying to say, oh, love will fix it and all of that. Or we can get down to the nitty gritty. Fantasy is what you want, but reality is what you need. Let's make some real changes out here. I will that you got something out of this. I will that you have a wonderful day. And I will see you next time right back here. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out. Deuces.